So this actually, that kind of sounds like, so one of the questions I was getting ready to ask was, like when ChatGPT put this plan together, it recommended trying to find somewhere in week 11, 12, or 13, a half marathon to do and try to run somewhere around 150 in the half. And, that would give an update on, okay, I'm ready for 345. So it kind of sounds like this workout is that objective.
Yeah. So there's two things you can think about here. I don't mind a race per se, especially if you haven't raced a lot in your career, where you can actually like go put your shoes on, go through the nerves, figure out how long the porta potty line is going to be, like all those logistics things. Totally helpful. What you don't want to do is taper into that race to kind of guess. Okay. There's a couple reasons. One, the taper takes away from a week of us building that fatigue and that durability. And two, what you can do fresh has almost no bearing on what you can do tired. Okay, so I'll give you a rationale for this. If you look at the US Olympic trials, there are way more people who get into US Olympic trials off a half marathon result than they do a marathon result. Okay, and I think somebody put this in the comments there last week. I don't think anyone has ever gotten into USA trials with a half marathon and made the Olympic team, right? And so I put that out there because the half marathon, what you can do on that and what you can do fresh, has almost no bearing on what you can do in a marathon, especially when
Wow.
you're up over 3 hours because there's so much time on your feet. There's so many ways things can go wrong: chafing, blisters, bathroom breaks, all these things, right?
Yeah.
At the pointy end, like at the really, really fast end, it's a much closer, okay? But even still, remember, nobody's ever made the US Olympic team after qualifying for trials off a half marathon, right? So it's
Wow. Okay.
not deterministic of your ability to do a marathon. So that's why I don't like it. Yes, it can be predictive where we can go, generally the rule is if you're really fit and you run marathons well, double your half marathon, add 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your ability level. And that can be true, but I don't want to find that out in the middle of a build where I've just wasted a week for a taper and lost some of the fatigue, maybe hurt myself because I crank it at the end in the last 3 miles, or I go out stupid and too fast and I hurt myself. And now we're like trying to press and put a build back together at the end.
Okay. Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.